how you get that balance right, and that idea of failure as a learning opportunity. But in so many organizations, it subtly has this feeling of it's not really, it's that you failed and that you actually were lazy or inattentive or missed something really important. And I think I also went on to Glassdoor and just looked up Netflix and their ratings on Glassdoor, which is for those of you, I assume, who know that they are a rating site for employees to go on and rate the company in a number of different continuums. And I'm not going to show you the results, but what I thought was really interesting is in this company, and then people are posting not only how they feel about their CEO, how they feel about working there, how they feel about certain aspects of the culture of working at Netflix, pay, compensation, all of that. Netflix gets really high scores on the compensation, gets pretty high scores on this whole freedom and responsibility theme. But they also talk about how there is still a pocket of leaders in the organization that regularly say out loud, you should be afraid for your job every single day here because there's somebody else that would take it in a heartbeat. And again, that sort of that doesn't necessarily create the psychological safety. And I think that it's just really cool for me to see that even in a company like Netflix that is taking on a grand experiment in this realm, there are still egos and problems and humanness, alive and well there.
Yeah, I think there you got it. We stay human, but what it is, they talk about it. And I think this is the main thing. If you look at especially around failure and all this, if you look in hospitals here in Germany, at least, they have this where people can put in their complaint, or where patients can put in a complaint. This is not done to learn. If a patient wants to give a complaint, they have to search where they can do that. A manager is talking about, oh gosh, I have to, write a response. How did it go? Whatever. It's not done to learn. And this is what I teach ward managers, or what I not teach, but what I train or coach ward managers with. If you want to know how your patients are feeling on your ward, then start asking them day one. And you don't wait till they have either a complaint or they write their survey, which, if the whole week was okay and they have to wait 2 hours before the doctor has their letter of release ready, the whole week is gone of good treatment because they're annoyed. So guide people. And this is the whole way of, if you want to learn as a manager and take your people along, ask and talk to them. And so this is, I think, a very important thing, and learning to talk about it, that it doesn't mean if you thrive for a culture of freedom and responsibility that you don't have any other problems. But
I raised my children with those. I never cited those two words necessarily, but I know that was sort of the thing that was on my heart when I was raising my kids. They're 27 and 23 now. 24. My son just turned 24 this week. How did that happen? But that came with a whole host of other issues on the other side of it, right? So I didn't feel like I had, as a parent, a roadmap for that. I didn't have a guidebook for how to raise children with these with these values, and yet I think I had the intention, and I made a lot of mistakes, and my kids will both tell me, both were front and center, Mom. We knew you, we knew where your heart was with it, and then there was all kinds of splats.
Yeah. and I think this is what the new generations are teaching us in organizations, that we need to listen to their needs, and what you also see is that they show us that needs are important, and because they take the responsibility, but they have we raise, like, you go to work and you work, you work for a company, you work, and they come with, okay, I want to work, but I want to look, where do I work, does this company fit my my view of how do I work? And so this is important. And if you look back at Maslow, just for the last time, okay, and there is this thing that we grew up, and you talked about it shortly, about that safety and physiological needs were not always met, were not always there. These new generations have this security. Most of all, our kids, you know, in the USA, in Europe as well, grew up with, you know, there was food, there was shelter, there was wealth, there is health, there are resources where I can count on. There's a family there, you know, I have my tribe where I belong to. So they start off right away by self-esteem and self-actualization. So, and that's where we need to meet them, and to keep the right people. And it is the best marketing instrument you can get, I think. People talk in a positive way. You can work there, you know, you can do whatever you want to, but you have to keep to the responsibilities as well. So, yeah.
It's a balance. It's a balance, just as we have shown. There isn't at any one given point in time, one of those factors may dominate more than the other, you know, but as the Netflix video showed us, the people they hire are always trying to keep that balance in mind, you know, and keep that in mind.